Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Prison Called Live. We are back again. Man. Hope you guys are good in the prison called life. One thing you must understand is that when you're a human being, you will never know true satisfaction. We will try, but that's ultimately something that will always be beyond us, especially when we're living in a materialistic society like we're living in now. Forget about being satisfied. Forget about it. There are just so many options, there are just so many things to choose from. And many people are scared to choose the wrong thing. What if I choose this and I'm not happy with it? Being satisfied, it really takes special people for them to say, I'm happy with my life the way it is. I don't want anything to change. I wouldn't have it any other way. I don't regret nothing. There are few people who can truly accept the life for what it is. It's a very rare thing to have, It always shocked me when, look what happened to that guy. Who's that guy? Was it Liam Payne or whoever it was? That guy offed himself, didn't? Or he overdosed, something like that. And you wonder, you're like, but, you look at these celebrities, you look at these stars, and you're like, but you are the guys who are supposed to have it all. You're supposed to have the money, the cars, the houses, the girls, the fame, being loved by everybody. Everybody knows you, everybody likes you, you're getting gifted, getting free stuff, you can buy whatever you want. You can live your wildest dreams, every fantasy you ever thought of bringing it to reality. You can do it now. You have money, it's possible. And then you see people like that and they off themselves and you're like, what the hell? If this guy who lived a life like this can take himself out, do I even have a chance? No, like genuinely, imagine, like, it's like women, it's like women watching Nicki Minaj off herself. They're like, Nicki Minaj, what? You had the money, you had the body, you had the, the pretty face, and you still took yourself out? Do I even have a chance? You had a big ass, Nicki Minaj, and I don't have that. Do I even stand a chance? These women will just realize, we're screwed. If Nicki Minaj can do that to herself, we have no choice. We're screwed. So you can just see, man, even people who appear, because we never know, who appear to have it all, they even take themselves out. So you can see, you will never be satisfied. Happiness is a lie. You're happy for like 10 seconds and then the emotion is gone. It's gone. You're smiling for 10 seconds. Then it's done. It's gone. It's gone. So people telling you that life is about being happy, you will never be happy. You will never be happy. You'll always be chasing after this and that, this and that, this and that. Most importantly, chasing after survival. Trying to survive. Even look at billionaires, look at people like Elon Musk. You're like, bro, time to go to Mars, yeah. Is there really a need for that? You're rich. Why do you have to care about Mars? But you know, obviously that's an agenda for something else. Come on, man. We all know that's never gonna happen. You have to be careful of these people selling you dreams, man. Telling you stupid stuff. This is what we're gonna do. This, okay. Even if they say we made it to Mars, yeah, they probably in Nevada somewhere, in a desert somewhere, and they're like, yeah, this is Mars. You'll never know. You're not there. It's not like you're invited. It's not like they're gonna shoot a live video showing you that indeed we are going to Mars. Even if they do that, there's plenty of ways to fabricate things. So in actuality, you can never know whether somebody's telling the truth or they're lying to you, especially if you're not there yourself. I'll only believe things like that when I'm there myself. Oh, we went to the moon, and yeah, sure, buddy, I wasn't there. Whatever. That doesn't make any sense. But anyway, we'll leave it for the science people. There's always an explanation for everything, right? Yeah. But I digress there. You will never be satisfied. That's the point I'm trying to make. Even if Elon Musk can say, for real, we're at Mars, we're colonizing Mars. Yeah, we're there, man. It's a real thing. And I'm like, oh shit, it's a real thing. We're at Mars. Now what is the next goal? We're going to what now? We're going to Jupiter, Neptune. So satisfaction will never happen. Some people believe that if you're not satisfied, because you're trying to achieve perfection, you're trying to make things be perfect, For things to be perfect, you have to leave them exactly as they are. Trying to change something won't make it perfect. You finding it the way it is, that was perfection already. You're just making it ugly. You're just changing things according to your own standard. And you're convinced that it's perfect. It's perfect in your eyes, The way the world we found it, it was perfect. It didn't need us. It didn't need us to mine its minerals. Maybe the Anunnaki set us up for this and stuff like that. But, we don't know for sure. So many crazy things happening that are really beyond us, to be quite honest. One can never really know the full truth, but you will never be satisfied. That's something that you just gotta take to the bank, that, listen, man, satisfaction, it won't happen. There's too many options, too many things to choose from, too many things to do, this and that, scared to make the wrong choice. You never know, man. This is DeadMf, and I'm signing out.